Umene aje chiri wajira we industry yao ugundi udena hapo maka aje atuze yava ako kasente omugobye ati agarisenti naye zisinazi naye wali eri mu
Can anyone hear me that side?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Can get you.
So I can get the microphone off. Okay, I think we can start it off as we wait for more participants to join in. My name is Maiga Yub Hussein, and I'm a PhD fellow. I hold a master's in epidemiology, and at the same time, I hold a bachelor's in nursing. I have an advanced diploma in health service management from Kampala, from IUIU, and I also hold I'm certified with the University of Washington in monitoring and evaluation, at the same time implementation science. I've happened to publish around 10 and more articles, and these majorly in the field of occupational health as well as public health, and majorly onto antimicrobial resistance. Me and Mr. Said, we've managed to write around 4 books, and one of them has been published by Undip. Undip is Universitas Diponegoro of Indonesia, and titled One Health. We are at the same time the CEOs of Tibitric, Think Beyond Thoughts, Research and Innovation, and at the same time WC for All, which is an organization, a non-profit organization. So let me dive into our today's presentation. So what you want to
Anyway.
please, can you unmute? Can you mute your mic so that you can go on? So for today's session, which is the first of its kind summer course, we shall be looking at chapter 1, and the set objectives for this session shall be the research topic. What is the research topic? We shall look at the background, and we also look at the objectives, research objectives, research findings, and I think we shall conclude with those for today. So I thank you all for having registered, and keep on sending in more other participants. So by the definition of health research, is any research or any systematic data analysis that deals with learning more about human health. And the ultimate aim is to see that we come up with strategies in terms of prevention, in terms of cure, in terms of innovations. Give an example of clinical trials where medicines are innovated. And in so doing, through the clinical trials, we can come up with still better modalities and also better controlling diseases. The ultimate aim is to improve care, improve treatment worldwide or to all the people in your communities. So as you organize your research, you should at least make sure that you're addressing issues in your community, not just as long as it sells the research. So most of the time we are inquisitive, or we don't know where to start from when it comes to. I think participants, you need to mute. I hope you can hear me. I wanted to just make sure we are not disturbed by any other backgrounds. So the research proposals, which are a prerequisite for probably a completion of a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, or even a PhD, require you to develop a proposal, okay? And we are always puzzled about here and there of what actually needs to be incorporated into a proposal, what are its contents, and how actually to study it all. So a proposal is just a written plan of action of a study, and it's a prerequisite for research investigations. So before you do your research, you need to come up with a proposal. And as you prepare the proposal, try hard to answer the question of what are you going to research? Which field do you feel are interested in? One of the 100 rules of the game, of the research game, you need to embrace in a topic, or you need to do a topic in the field of interest. If you really find that your topic is not interesting to you personally, it may not be, it could be a research topic, good and well and good. But if it's not interesting, it could be hard for you to dive deeply into it and also get to understand more about that topic. And also, you also need to question yourself about why are you doing this research? Is there a gap? Do you really find it as a problem that is researchable? Because not every problem is a research problem. A problem that is answered with a yes or no is not really a research problem. Why do people sleep? They're tired. Why? Maybe they're stressed. So you may find that that is not really a researchable problem. You already have the answers there to why people sleep. So that is not a gap that is missing. So you need to understand that. You need also to look out for that. So the other is the significance. To what importance? What is the importance of doing this research? What will it help? What will it improve? Yeah, if you really that research that you've carried out is implemented, is it solving a problem in the community, in your health facility, in your home, in your company? So that significance needs to be brought out in your proposal. How? How are you going to conduct this research? That is now the methodology part of it. How are you going to collect the data? How are you going to analyze it? Okay. So you need to have all those questions answered as you plan to prepare your proposal. So let's dive into the practical part of this session. This is now the core part that you need to really be so keen and listen to. So the research topic. It's just a subject of your research, a research focus. And I've actually tried to give you an example just down there of a research topic that is one of my studies for my master's. So developing a research topic is not a linear process. It is twisty, but all in all, you need to consider the institution and the department requirements. In our sessions that we've been having over on the chat, we had an argument that was about the number of words in a topic. So we suggested that the number may not really be that very, very important, but it is ideal that you actually follow a number. It should be very brief, and it should be concise, and at the same time it should be interesting in terms of the topic. But at the same time, consider the institutional or department requirements. If they tell you we need 20 words, even calculate the full stop, the commas, they need to also be included in your counting. So as you also look at its structure. The other thing is the topic interesting? Is it covering the area of your interest? Are you knowledgeable about it? Are you knowledgeable about that area? It could also be a good consideration as you look out for a good research topic. The other thing to consider is the availability of data and the resource. Do you have the money? Do you have the personnel to collect the data? Do you have the article availability? Are the articles there about that kind of field? If you find the articles aren't available, and which is a little tricky, and it may not be feasible that you come out of the blue and then have a topic that has no one's information about it. So you also consider the timeline. Will you be able to collect this data in the time frame that you've structured? Will you be able to analyze it in this other time? Some of the time we go into a very huge topic that actually, give an example of a cohort study, and you want to complete your degree in just 1 year. Why would you go for a study that will take you 5 years to accomplish? So look at the timeline and also look at the relevancy of the topic. Is the topic relevant? Is it important that you need to really look out to answering it or to doing a research about it? So the other thing to consider as you see the topic right there, some other topics, they include the design. This one that is just down here, I think I need to put this up so that you can see it proper. So this topic didn't really have, I didn't include there the design, but some other topics have, you can include the design. Give an example of this, I can say antibiotic practices and their association to surgical site infections following cesarean section, a cross-sectional study done at this place, a case control study done at this place. As long as you are still in the wording number, in the number that your department probably needs or requires, you can still include the design there. but make sure the field of interest is there, your target population is there, include the gap, and include the location of where you want to do the study. I hope we are clear on that. So if we get onto the background, okay, if we get onto the background gives an introduction, a pre-research study, the scope of the study, and at the same time, the issues, the prior investigations. If this research study of yours, you're doing it in a regional referral, and you have a problem of mothers reporting with surgical site infection, what has been done before? What has been done to see that that problem is solved? So if what was done didn't really solve the problem, then you come out and say, I think right now my research is going to aim at looking at the antibiotics practices, because I feel there has not been research about this other area. Yet you need it is also crucial. It has an association with surgical site infection, because you remember very well that antibiotics are used for treatment of those bacterial infections. So as you organize your background, you need to have the introduction. Tell us about the overview of this study. Define what is a cesarean section, what is prevalence to you in your study. Then go to the statistics. Can you marginalize this problem into global, sub-Saharan Africa, to the site of study? Then go along and then put the exact problem. Over a week, mothers report with surgical, and one mother maybe reports with surgical site infection every week. So put the problem there. What has been done and has not worked, and what are you planning to do, and what is the importance of you doing that? That one has to also be there. So the aim will end with the significance. If we improve on, if I do this study, give an example of antibiotic practice and the association of surgical site infections. As a researcher, I strongly believe that the findings of this study will address the gap of the association of antibiotics to surgical site infection. And in so doing, the healthcare personnel will get more informed about the antibiotic stewardship, the prescription, and the dosages. And in so doing, the ultimate goal is to see that the costs of hospitalization are reduced, the cost of treatment is reduced, antibiotic resistance to these antibiotics that are being used is also reduced. So that is the significance that has to be actually at the bottom of your background. I hope I'm clear. So the research problem. The problem is just an explanation of your concern or the phenomenon or the theory or hypothesis, and as you construct your problem statement, you should look, or you should answer the questions of what do we already know? Tell us about the statistics of the problem. It could be globally, it would be nationally, it could be regionally. Then describe the exact problem at the site. What do we still need to know? What is happening at your hospital? You having mothers reporting with surgical site infections every day. You have mothers complaining of you're having lots of obstructed labor in your facility. You're having a lot of colds, flus in your family, in your environments. You're having lots of injuries. And why do we need to know more about what is relevant? And at the same time, you set now objectives. At the end of your problem statement and at the end of your background, try hard to see that you state the objective. And your research problem should reflect with the title. At the same time, it shouldn't be answered by the yes or no. The moment your answer of the problem or the research question is a yes or no, that means that's not research. It may not be researchable. So you better opt for another kind of research topic and the problem. So the example I can give right here, and a continuation of a problem statement. So you realize that I've tried to use different colors to bring it out, to bring the core components of a problem statement. With the first colored words, I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to give you an overview of this problem globally, and also at the side. You understand that at the side, at this middle furrow, there are over 20 sections per day, yet the WHO recommends 15. At the same time, these colored statements indicate the core problem, and that is that at least every week there is a mother who reports with surgical site infection, despite the prior interventions, that is IPC and shortened period of antibiotic supply, and also the administration of prophylaxis. There are still mothers reporting this facility with surgical site infection. And what is the impact of this? So the impact of this problem is it is increasing hospital. It is increasing hospital stay cost, and also maternal mortalities, and also maternal mobilities. So that is how it has to be. So as you set your objectives, they need to be specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic. What we mean by objectives being specifics, they need to be clear, okay? Answering the question of why, where, and how. At the same time, they should be measurable. Your variables should be quantifiable and attainable with the resources available. They should be accurate. They should be addressing the exact issue, the exact problem. And you should be able to set objectives that you can achieve. If your objectives can't be achieved, then you're actually doing nothing. So your objective should appear in the problem statement and also in the introduction. So that is probably one of the sketch of a conceptual framework describing the different objectives. So the other last kind of that we want to look at is the significance and justification. These are independently different subjects in your research. The importance of a study is the significance, the specific benefit of to the stakeholders, to the people within the facility, and also your community. My findings will actually reduce on the cost, will improve on the knowledge of the healthcare workers in this facility. And in case there is proper antibiotic, probably prescriptions and administrations, there should be improvement in that kind of objective. And the justification is the rationale, the reason why you're doing this research, how worth is it carrying out, and where do you pick the inspiration and the gaps. I hope you can get that. It has been always disturbing to actually know whether there is a difference, but there is. I hope you understand it in this manner. So that is me up there as the first presenter. Saeed will take you through the next session, which shall be literature review. And the only thing I would like to promise you is he will teach you how to reference without using the softwares, the Mendeley, the EndNote, and he'll take you into that in the next session. So right now I'm opening up for a discussion. If you have questions, you can raise them on the platform, or you can unmute self and ask in the remaining few minutes. So unmute and then pose 1, 2, 3 questions, then we can close it up. I hope you are endeavoring to register so that we could also submit get your certificates. So Francis,
hello. Oh, thank you, presenter. Mine is a request that if you can also share with us the presentation, so that we keep reading through it.
I will.
Then, on registration, we are still waiting for the link to register.
Mr. Said, can you please send the link for registration? Mugisha, can I hear you?
Hello, thank you very much for such a wonderful presentation.
Yes.
I'm just inquiring on the conceptual framework. Is
Yes.
it always mandatory for all research studies to have it, or some research studies may not necessarily require the conceptual framework, or it is always a must for all studies that are always conducted? Thank you.
Yes, Mugisha, let me answer straight and now. A conceptual framework kindly shows the diagrammatic association of your variables. And most importantly, it comes from the theoretical framework. There should be a theory behind that you now draw your picture into formation of your own understanding of how these variables interact. So it is very ideal that you present it to us. You present it in your research. Thank you. It shouldn't
So,
miss.
yes, I've got you now. So if I'm doing the conceptual framework,
Yes.
do I first review the literature or those variables that the relationship between the variables are discussed within the researcher's perspective or way of understanding before review of literature?
Mugisha, if I say antibiotics and their association with surgical site infections, okay, I may not really understand very well in my understanding to how these antibiotics have a play with surgical site infection. Or as your conceptual framework should come from a theoretical framework. There is a theoretical framework that talks about antibiotic rationale or drug rational use. It actually describes how drugs work and how they play to prevent infection. So you need to do literature review before you even come up with a conceptual framework, because you can't come up with an association just from backdoor and present it into your research. Any other question? I hope, Mugisha, I'm answering you well.
Yes, I've got you right. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Let me have another question before we close it up. I hope the link is being sent. Keep registering. Keep putting in your details. Are we having any other questions? So you feel free to put in your details, and then we shall see how best we can get you certificates. And at the same time, put the comments down there. It will also help us to improve on here and there. And I think since we have no more questions, I can sign out. Thank you all for attending, and keep posting, keep sharing.
There are some questions in the chat, sir.
In the chat. Oh,
there are some questions in the chat.
Okay, okay. How do you find independent and dependent variables in the topic? How do you find? Oh, the independent variable usually appears at the end of the topic, at the end of the gap that you want to research about. But most importantly, you have to get these variables in your literature review. Kindly echo more just okay, justification and significance. Significance is the importance of your research to the stakeholders, to the people that are to benefit from your findings. And the justification is the reason. Why is your research worth doing? Haven't there been people who have done it before? Which uniqueness is your research going to put on table, on the knowledge? I hope that is now clear. How the difference introduction and background. There, the introduction, the background the background falls under introduction. So there is no difference there. Conceptual framework, there is a topic. We are going to look at the conceptual framework in chapter 3, okay? And theoretical framework. So we just keep in touch. Is that okay? I think I've answered all of your questions. I need to sign out. Is that okay? Let me hear okay, and then
yes,
and then we can go.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you for joining in the session. I just needed to be brief, but with clarity
It's
in
fine.
understanding. I continue to say my name
Hello.
is Ayub Hussein. Yes.
Hello, I am Alfonso Limarazu from Timor-Leste.
Oh,
Thank you very much for, yes,
terima
thank you
kasih.
very much. Yes, thank you,
Selamat,
thank you.
selamat malam.
Yes, selamat malam.
Okay, brother.
Thank you. I like your presentation. So I have any question for the relevance, the topic, four elements. The one, the field of interest, two, the target population, the three, the gaps, the four, the location. Please how about the example, the one by one. Thank you.
Okay. You can still contact us. You can contact me through a direct chat if you don't mind, and then we shall discuss more about whatever best way we can help you on. Is that okay?